rating system for green buildings that's been widely accepted. The federal government uses it. All of Massachusetts public schools have to use either LEED or a similar rating system that's designed for schools called CHIPS. Many cities and towns and states across the country are starting to require the LEED rating system for commercial buildings over a certain size. For instance, Boston does. So what it is it is a response to a desire for people to know that or to have some sort of verifiable way of saying that their building meets a certain standard, a green building standard. And it was developed in the 90s, and it's kind of blossomed into a really major part of the building industry right now. The thing about LEED that I think makes it challenging and interesting is that it's a very comprehensive program. So it goes all the way from really site design issues, actually planning issues like location of the building. Where are you going to build? Are you going to build in the middle of the city or out in the middle of a farmer's field? You know, those kind of early decisions. And then it also gets all the way down to the nitty-gritty of what kind of toilet you select, how energy efficient your building is, whether your materials that you select to put in the building have harmful off-gassing or not, and daylighting. So for instance, this whole process of which we talked about of analyzing the buildings, daylighting has a very specific criteria that you have to meet for LEED. It's a point-based system, and there are different levels. So you can get LEED certified, or you can get LEED silver, gold, or platinum. And that makes it kind of a competitive system, which is appealing in our competitive culture for a lot of people. They want to get that gold or that platinum if they can. It does force you to really document what you've done. And the documentation requirements really can't be underestimated. This is the manual for the current system. And you can see how detailed it gets. I mean, every single one. There's formulas that you have to calculate, and really you have to grapple with this entire book for every LEED project. You really need to, I think, have a really dedicated team. You need everybody to be on board. You need your contractor to be on board. The owner certainly has to be on board. Architect, designers have to be on board, and even sometimes your building officials have to get involved, and be on board. So it's a real team effort to do a LEED project, and it has to be started early. You kind of don't want to leave it till the last minute and then say, well, let's try to get LEED certified. It's something that works best when we've set up the procedures you need to set up for all the documentation in the beginning. What I like about it is that it keeps the process honest. So when you say we're going to do a daylit building, it's very easy to sort of have that goal in the beginning and start designing your building, and then as you go through the process you say, well, gee, we like the idea of having this sunshade, but it turns out it's kind of expensive, so let's just take it off, and we won't have the sunshade anymore. Now, if you didn't have the LEED rating system to contend with, that decision would get made, and at the end of the day you might still feel like, well, we did a daylit building because that was our original intention and we did some things right. With the LEED rating system, you're actually going inside and you're using your light sensor, you're using your light meter, and you're going in 5-foot intervals throughout the room, and you're measuring the foot candles, and if you don't get the right amount of light in that room, if your glare is too much because you took away that sunshade, then you're not going to get that point. And so that's really different because it is a sort of level of accountability and a level of follow-through that before LEED just didn't happen that much. And so because you've got all these people on board and all these people invested in the process, it does tend to keep the thing moving in the right direction, and most of the time I think results in greener building.